All my life, I have had the same dream. A beach, palms in the morning light, waves on the sand. I do not know this place or where to find it, only that my destiny waits beyond the tide.
Animals. These peasants should lick their fingers, for this will be their last taste of such riches.
Not all of us were born into royalty, Admiral. I was raised one of these animals.
Captain, it shows.
The treasure fleet is a testament to our Emperor's genius.
You know as well as I do that the Emperor is a pampered old fool. He should be more careful with his belongings. Ships vanish. Treasures never reach their destinations.
Good thing we are here to prevent such tragedies.
Believe what you want.
Every time that boy opens his mouth, I want to fill it with my fist.
What is your name, sailor?
I am Lao Chen. A lifetime at sea has left me stinking of fish. If it floats, I have crewed it.
Then tell me, what do you predict for our grand treasure fleet?
The fleet will sail on to glory without question. But beware the Admiral. I am not the only one around here who stinks. Captain, pirate vessels prowl the waters.
Leave them be. For now.
Say that again when you're picking wreckage off the seabed.
What is the delay?
The men are tired, Admiral. They cannot work with broken backs.
They will work until the task is finished, broken backs or not.
Can we not give some of this work to the new sailors you hired?
Those sailors are my concern.
I know they are not sailors, Admiral. It is obvious that not one of them has ever set foot on a boat.
They are mercenaries, scoundrels, and should be boiled in their own juices.
Silence! It would be wise for you to remember Nancy's script. If you... This is your mess, Wang. Clean it up at once. I have already had my fill of crowded ports and foreigners. I crave conquest. I crave glory.
Some men work their whole lives to see such sights, Admiral.
True. Commoners are easily impressed. That is what separates rabble like you from men like me. Now step aside. Royalty expects to be greeted by their own.
Watch him closely, Captain.
Jin Hai may be venomous, but he is not capable of betrayal.
Because he is too stupid?
Because he is a coward.
The Zamachran wishes you welcome, Admiral. All preparations have been made.
Excellent.
Gulls fill the sky. The sea goddess must watch over us.
I wish I shared your faith, Chen. We have sailed west for weeks, with no sign of land.
One cannot sail too far without hitting something, Captain.
It is not the sea I fear. It is the Admiral. He appears to be connected to all our misfortunes.
The Indian raiders did speak of being paid to fight by one of our crew.
Even now, he leads our fleet off the charts into the unknown.
The Admiral has always plotted his own course.
Yes, Chen. But where is he going?
Wherever he leads us, it appears we will brave a storm before our arrival.
Like the birds, it is an omen, but a bad one.
That is the last time I pray to the sea goddess.
What is this place? It is pathetic. Even at the edge of the world, men still murder each other for power.
Speaking of pathetic, have you seen the Admiral?
Our commander has vanished. I fear he was captured with the others.
Not to worry. There will always be another Admiral where he came from.
Perhaps it is as you said before, and Jinhai has taken his own path. If so, he is now at the mercy of the wilderness.
Can we leave this cursed rock then?
No. Prepare a rescue party. The hostiles captured many of our companions, and we must find them before nightfall.
I think finding them will be easier than you expect. The city is deserted.
Not deserted. The villagers are in hiding.
Hiding? From what?
I never thought you would stoop to something as common as mutiny, Jinhai.
It is not mutiny when you are the Admiral!
You hoped to plunder the riches of the fleet in India. Only you were defeated by a lowly crew of peasants and sailors.
I will not make that mistake twice!
You may not be as cowardly as I predicted, but you are much more foolish. The Emperor will hear of your treachery.
In this world, I am the Emperor!
Then your empire ends here. Set a course for home, Chen. We sail due east.
Finally, I have been finding sand in many unwanted places.
It is a pity that a man born of such extraordinary means had to die such an ordinary death.
Decisions make a man great, Captain. Not family, not wealth.
Then I am glad you have been there to guide me, Chen.
Give me no credit. I simply follow where the bottle leads me.
Have you done as I asked?
We have scoured the beaches for all evidence of our presence.
Good. It is time the treasure fleet moved on to calmer waters. Home. Hopefully. No one will even know we were here.
The story of why my family first came to the New World begins with the attack on Malta, the last stronghold of a dying order of Crusader Knights. This much is fact. My ancestor Morgan Black was with the Knights of St. John when they defended the island from Sahin and the Ottomans. The rest, well, like most family stories, it's hard to separate the truth.
Morgan, the Ottomans have landed. 1,000 Janissaries led by Sahin the Falcon.
Alain Magnan still commands the knights, and he says we must hold them at the beach. We'll make our stand here.
The Crusades are dead! Your knighthood is all that remains, a relic!
I'm not ready to die just yet, Falcon, and I don't intend to see our knighthood broken.
It is already broken, Morgan. Will you break with it? We do not have to fight, Frank. Do you never question foolish orders?
Why do you call me that? I'm Scottish.
All you Europeans are Frank to me. Continue to act blindly, Morgan, and you and your pathetic knighthood will be irrelevant in the modern world.
Well done, Morgan. The Turks are holed up in the caves to the east. If we attack now, we can drive them from Malta.
Nothing would please me more, my lord. You men, with me, bring that bombard. Elaine, look. The last explosion opened the tunnel. So this is what the Ottomans really wanted on Malta.
A library carved in stone. Very old. This writing was left by the Circle of Arsus.
Who are they?
They are a secret society. Some say they're the most powerful men in Europe. Others say they're nothing more than scientists and alchemists. They seek a means for eternal life. The writing refers to the Lake of the Moon, a place known only to the Aztecs. America? See, I need you to go to the New World, Morgan.
What, across the ocean sea?
Sahin and the Ottomans are on their way there now. Defeat them and find this lake. The future of the knighthood depends on your success. You sail with the tide. We'll send you resources and men once you arrive.
In those days, crossing the Atlantic was a thing only the bravest attempted. But for Morgan, if serving the Knights of St. John meant sailing to the New World, he was ready for whatever challenges awaited him there.
Lane! I saw it first. The reward is mine.
You'll get your gold, but be cautious. These are unfamiliar waters. What happened?
A ship filled to the gunnels with explosives. It came out of nowhere.
And there's more where that came from. I am Elizabeth Ramsey. Surrender your ships to me and I'll spare your lives.
We are Knights of St. John. We do not surrender.
Knights? How quaint. Fire!
Make land. We need to hold them off until the other ships arrive and we can force our way through.
Never thought I'd be setting my heels in the sands of the bleeding Americas.
Keep the men together. We don't know what predators lurk in that jungle. Animal or human.
The Aztec city is north of here. The Spanish are laying siege.
If we help the Aztecs, perhaps they'll tell us the location of the Lake of the Moon. What of the Turks?
They're beaten. We killed most of the survivors in the jungle, and the Spanish captured the rest.
Kill it, please!
Pure white. I've never seen such a thing.
I have. On the walls of the caves in Malta. I do not like this. This new world holds many dangers.
Does this animal mean the Circle of Arsus is in the New World?
I fear so. And if the Circle seeks the Lake of the Moon, we must beat them to it. Prepare the men. The Aztec city is deep in the jungle. We'll have to cut our way through.
I don't understand. There's no gold here. What were the Spanish after?
The map.
What map?
You're standing on it. The Lake of the Moon is in Florida. Send word to Elaine.
So, we have captured not only Aztecs, but a Turk as well. What is an Ottoman doing in the New World?
I have no quarrel with you, Conquistador. All I wanted was a look at an old map.
Si, El Lago de Luna. I saw the map too. My treasure fleet will be stopping in La Florida. Water from this lake of yours will make me a rich man when I return to Spain.
So, you would take the water for yourself? You conquistadors are no better than the Circle.
That old story again.
The Circle has enclaves in Prague and Alexandria, even your precious Spain. Have you not seen the white animals?
Bah! The Circle of Ossus is nothing more than a legend. No match for powder and steel. Put the Turk in the hold with the other prisoners. He will face the fire when we return to Spain.
Morgan set sail for Florida, but he hadn't counted on the hurricane. It was like no storm the knights had ever seen. It swept across the Caribbean with a vengeance, leaving fragile colonies in ruins.
It'll have to be in dry dock for quite a while before it's seaworthy again.
Not good enough. We need to sail right away.
If you try to get to Florida in that, you'll be swimming the last 100 miles. Consider yourself lucky you made it to port at all in a hurricane.
Speaking of hurricanes...
Well, well. Morgan Black. So, the New World hasn't killed you off yet. What's this I hear about Florida?
Nothing that need concern you.
Oh, come now. You sent my best ships to the bottom. The least you owe me is a little civility. Are you going after the treasure fleet?
Aye, we're going after the Spanish. But we don't want their gold. If you take us to Florida, it's yours.
I like the idea of your knights keeping the Spaniards busy while I make off with the plunder. I really do. But I'm not sure you're up to the task.
And you are? Those pirates of yours are too scruffy and underfed to stand toe-to-toe with an army of conquistadors.
Point taken. But still, I don't make a habit of sailing with knights. Perhaps I'll let you and your men come along with me, but you'll have to prove yourself first.
Look there, the Spanish. The treasure fleet will be somewhere nearby.
Who is that?
It is my commander, Elaine. He must have received my message.
Excellent work, Morgan. You have accomplished everything I asked you to do. I will ride inland and prevent the Spanish from reaching the lake.
What would you have me do?
Take their treasure fleet. We will use their ill-gotten gains to rebuild our knighthood.
Wait just a minute, old man.
Elizabeth, please, let me handle this.
Morgan, when this business with the Spaniards is over, we must discuss your choice of friends.
So, Sahin, it seems your Spanish friends have left you here to die.
If you kill me, there will be no one to stop the Circle of Ossus.
Well done, Morgan. The treasure fleet is ours, and my men control the lake.
I will warn you, as I warned the Conquistador. The Lago de Luna is an elder power. Do not trifle with it.
Morgan, why is that savage still alive?
The Inca prisoners helped us against the Spanish. It makes no sense to kill them.
I am Knight Commander, and you will follow my orders. Execute the Turk and the others, then rendezvous with me at the lake.
Do you see it now, Frank? You have been tricked.
Silence!
Open your eyes. The Circle of Ossus wants the lake because they think it is the Fountain of Youth. All I have been doing is trying to keep it out of the hands of the Circle. And Alain Magnan.
What are you saying? Alain has given his whole life to this knighthood. He's no member of this circle.
Morgan, he makes sense. Alain left you to fight the Spanish while he raced ahead to the lake. He's been using you.
Release him. I don't trust either of you, but I do not know what to make of Alain's actions. I'll see this Fountain of Youth and make my decision then.
Look, there are knights all around the lake.
Not just knights. The Circle. See the white animals? See the men with Alain. They are Bone Guard, the Circle's elite soldiers.
This is Knight's business now. Alain made me a pawn in this Circle's game. He's betrayed the Knights of St. John, and he'll answer for it.
If you want revenge, keep him from getting his prize, the fountain's water.
What are you saying?
Destroy it. It is the only way. You cannot leave the Fountain of Youth in the hands of such men.
We can make a few fire ships, but I am low on black powder.
I am Ottoman. I have more than you could possibly ever use.
Fetch that powder, Sahin. We're gonna need all of it.
With Alain Magnan dead and the fountain destroyed, the Circle of Ossus had nothing left in the New World. Sahin knew the Europeans were carving out empires in the Americas. He realized that the Ottomans were as much relics of the past as the Knights of St. John. Lizzie had lost her Spanish gold, and it would be several years before she really forgave Morgan. I'm not sure if she was really my great-great-grandmother. But folks say I have a pirate's temper. Was there something special about the fountain's water? All I know for sure is the Circle would return to find out.
Listen, for this is the last statement of Lord Tori Mototada. A large number of rebel daimyo have laid siege to this castle, and are mere moments from penetrating its heart. But I do not fear death. If you choose to give your life for your master, you will not have the slightest fear. Even in the face of disaster, it is an honor to lay down my life for my master Tokugawa. I only wish I could have done more in his name. That wish is the right of every dead man.
You sent for me, Tokugawa-dono.
I have news, Kichiro. The unifier of Japan has died, and his dynasty now balances on the edge of a sword. At this very moment, my enemy, Ishida Mitsunari, is mobilizing the Western clans into an army to oppose me.
So we will march against him. Today if we must.
You remind me why I took a trembling orphan into my care 10 years ago. I saw the same ferocity in his eyes that I see now. But remember, Kichiro, there will come a time when you will have to choose between your own ambition and the ambition of your master.
My loyalty will not falter, Tono, no matter what awaits.
As it should be. Even the fiercest of us must learn to heal.
General, Osaka Castle has readied its defenses.
They are fools. I welcome a challenge.
Greetings. You must be the renowned General Kichiro. The last we met, you still had cheeks round with baby fat.
Hello, Daimyo Mototada. Our master said you might choose to join me.
As always, my clan is at your service.
Osaka Castle is the true seat of power. Whoever occupies it holds complete authority.
Are you aware that the heir to the Toyotomi dynasty is just a 5-year-old boy?
Yes, but a castle is the home of a ruler, not of a child.
Then it is time we made Osaka Castle fit for a king again.
Our victory is short-lived. Allies of Ishida have risen up in the eastern provinces. The enemy hopes to surround my army on all sides, trapping it like a beetle under a jar.
What are your orders, Tono?
Crush this threat, swiftly and fatally. You cannot breathe when there is a sword at your throat.
I would have waited for Ishida to make a mistake. Instead, we walk right into his trap.
You should not question the master, Kichiro. Obedience means nothing if it is not absolute.
It seems I have much to learn.
Do not learn too much, or soon I will call you master.
Our men cling to life, Kichiro-dono. They need time to recover.
There is no time. Our forces must return west to seize the supply road.
Then our men will march, but at a dead man's pace.
Yes, and in the future you will not question my orders. Mototada, you have been wounded.
It is nothing. I still have a head, which is more than I can say for my enemy.
You bring news.
The master wishes me to return home to Fushimi Castle. It seems the enemy has set his eye on my beautiful estate.
Then I will join you when the time comes.
I will look for you.
What goes on here?
This general of the Oda clan demands to speak with you.
With me?
So, it is you, Tokugawa's pet.
You are right. I am the servant of the rightful ruler of Japan.
Your loyalty is to your true clan, Kichiro. Your master is a liar.
Hold your tongue before you lose it.
Do not allow Tokugawa to make a fool of you any longer.
Tell me how I am a fool.
You lie. It is time you knew the truth.
Silence!
Greetings, Kichiro. I have fortified the castle as instructed. Now, we wait. What is wrong, my friend? You look stricken, but not from the field of battle.
Mototada, you've known the Master since childhood. You are his friend. Tell me the truth. Did the Master find me wandering the ruins of my conquered village, as he says? Did he rescue me?
Yes and no. You see, it was he who conquered, first your clan and then your family. He ordered your parents to death.
I have followed Tokugawa blindly.
You have followed him because he is your master.
Then, what does that make me?
The master has always seen in you a man with great promise. You must share his confidence. Now come. I have a feeling that fortune will smile on us in the coming battle. We have succeeded in occupying the enemy, but the battle is over. You must go, Kichiro.
I cannot. This is Tokugawa's fight, not mine.
Tokugawa has made you the man you are. It is up to you to decide whether that man is an orphan or a general. Now go. Heed my words. I have chosen to make a stand within my castle, to die a victim. It would be easy to escape and to run from death, but that is not the way of the warrior. To sacrifice your life for your master is an unchanging principle. In that way, it is truth.
Kichiro, you have come.
I am ready, Tono.
You have been ready since the day I saved you. Of course, the boy I knew no longer exists. A man has taken his place.
You have my loyalty.
And you have your honor. It is a good thing I have your trust. Otherwise, I might fear your growing thirst for power.
Yes, it is a good thing.
One day, you will be a great leader, Kichiro. But today, you fight for Toku. Now, do what you do best. Now, do what you do best. And follow me.
It is done. The rebel daimyo have been destroyed, and you are the only lord left standing. All of Japan lies at your feet.
You have proven yourself yet again. Tell me, Kichiro, what have you won on this field of battle?
I have won the truth, and it is all that matters.
A man who has been raised in the house of a master, and yet places no loyalty in his heart, will stain that family name for all generations. A man's duty is to this truth. Beyond this, there is nothing to be said.
Everyone always said Morgan's grandson, John Black, had a lot more enemies than he had friends. But one man, a Mohawk named Kenyon K, always stood by his side, even if the two did have a friendly rivalry.
Too slow, John Black. You were faster once.
And your eyes were better once. Your arrow missed the mark.
My shot was the one that took him down. Only a few more miles to Brunswick, boys. We've marched long and hard, and you all deserve a hot meal.
This is a waste of time. Your uncle sees a shadow in the forest and cries for help.
Stuart is not the commander my grandfather Morgan was. But if he says the colony is threatened, I believe him.
Why would the Cherokee attack? Brunswick is far from their lands.
Who knows? The colonists can't afford to take chances. And as long as they line our pockets, their interests are mine.
John, thank God you're here.
Uncle, what happened here? Where's the garrison?
These few men are all that's left. The others died in the last raid, and the Cherokee carried off most of the survivors.
Another war party is on the way. Less than a mile distant. I can hear them.
Shore up the defenses and open the arsenal. I want every colonist that can hold a musket on the walls. Get the men together. We're going after the Cherokee.
Nephew, you are paid to protect the colony.
If the Cherokee make it back to their villages, they'll return in force. We have to take the fight to them. 6 of you stay here to protect the wounded. The rest, with us. Why would British soldiers attack their own colony? Where's my uncle?
They took him. Went north.
The raids were just a distraction. The soldiers meant to draw the garrison away from the colony and then attack.
But why take Stuart?
I know why. The Circle. My family has powerful enemies.
Then my tribe and my sister may also be in danger. We must get back to New England. My people cannot hold off the British for long.
Hold on, Noniki. We're coming.
Brother, what took you so long?
We were delayed.
The new British governor, Warwick, he knows you, John. He sent his soldiers here asking for you, promising silver and horses if we would turn you over to him. We sent him away. The next day, this attack.
Warwick doesn't need to look for me. I'll go to him.
There were too many, General. We couldn't stop them. Native rabble sending British regulars scrambling for the hills. I'm disappointed, Captain. There were mercenaries with the Iroquois. John Black's men.
So, the fox has finally been flushed from his den.
Clean yourself up, Captain. You have work to do.
Take Black's uncle to our western fort. He will tell me where the Fountain of Youth is before he dies.
I missed you, John.
Have you told your brother about us yet?
No. Later, when it is a quieter time, he will accept it. But not now.
The French are moving against the British. Your people will be caught in the middle.
What would you have us do? Better to ally with the French than this Warwick.
The French cannot be trusted.
No one can anymore.
Dawn's coming. Let's go meet these French. No sign of Warwick, or my uncle.
Look there. A flag of truce.
Are you John Black?
Who's asking?
I'm Colonel Washington. Why are your mercenaries fighting for the French?
We'll stand down. Just give us Warwick.
Warwick is a renegade. He ordered the attack on the natives without the authorization of the Crown, and he'll answer for it. He won't trouble your Iroquois friends again.
He's taken my uncle.
Then I'm afraid your uncle is dead. But if you want to pursue Warwick, you'll have British support. He's gone west towards Lake Huron with a handful of traitors.
Do you believe Warwick is part of the circle you told me of?
Yes. Going after him will be dangerous. Nonaki should stay here.
You will find my sister makes her own choices.
We'll track your traitor for you, Colonel Washington. Bone Guard. I don't believe it.
What does the Circle want from your family?
They're just madmen chasing after an old legend. They believe my grandfather Morgan knew the location of the Fountain of Youth.
And did he?
It's just a legend. Come on. My uncle's down there.
It is your uncle. I will put him to rest where the others fell.
No. I'll do it.
Warwick's trail is still warm. He heads west across the plains. We will catch him if we move quickly.
Nonaki goes home. This will end badly. I don't want her to see it.
Agreed.
You already know about us, don't you?
John Black? I would not have chosen you as a husband for my sister. She should have someone more settled. But she decides who she loves, and I will not come between you. Plains. I have never seen land such as this. Be careful. I know nothing of the people of this land.
They may know where Warwick is. Come on.
Look there.
This won't be easy.
Should we wait for more reinforcements? Washington has promised more men and supplies.
We can't wait. We'll just have to steal our supplies from Warwick. Those soldiers, they're Russian.
Another tribe from across the water?
Yes, but a different water. The Pacific Ocean. They're headed east, and Warwick has marked the way for them.
The pass is clear. There is nothing to stop them.
With the French and British at war, there's no one to defend the colonies from that army. Can you hold them alone?
Not for long. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna bring the mountain down.
I don't know exactly what happened on the mountain that day, but my grandfather wasn't the type to go down without a fight.
Warwick.
You're delaying the inevitable. The new world belongs to the Circle of Ossus now, Black.
You shouldn't have taken Stuart.
You're right. It seems you're the keeper of the family's secret.
There is no secret.
Perhaps. Are you made of sterner stuff than your uncle?
I so love a challenge.
Fools! The powder!
John Black may have made a lot of enemies in his life, but he died a hero. He knocked the Circle back on their heels so hard, it would take them decades to recover. By spring, Canyon K had returned to his village. Life went on for the Iroquois, just as it had for years. Except that his sister had given birth to John's son. And though the Russians were gone, Canyon K knew other white men would follow, spreading like wildfire until they covered the land. But until then, he would live, work, and help raise his sister's son, my father, Nathaniel Black. My father, Nathaniel Black, was a hero of the American Revolution who fought with the colonial army at Bunker Hill, Trenton, and Saratoga.
Hold the line!
And he was there at the end, at Yorktown. But his story begins 6 years earlier, in the Iroquois village where he had grown up. The 6 nations of the Iroquois Confederacy split apart as the fires of the American Revolution spread northward. Nathaniel's world would never be the same.
So the Seneca have joined with the Mohawk?
Yes. Both tribes think the British will protect them.
This is a white man's war. We must counsel the Seneca and the Mohawk to stay out of the fight.
Uncle Kanyenge, if we don't choose a side, one will be chosen for us. We must defend our homes.
It's not a matter for young warriors to decide.
But Mother...
No more, Nathaniel. You will accompany me to the villages of our brothers. You will be silent. You will learn.
What has happened here?
Nathaniel, men with guns came. They took many. Where is my mother?
Colonel Kuchler, here's the captives the Mohawk took from the Oneida village.
Excellent. How many warriors can your village muster?
You will know when they come for your head.
Do not mistake me for some soft Englishman. You may know how to make war against your own kind, but you face Hessians now. My orders are to cleanse these woods of rebels. If your people get in my way, they die. Put her in the pen.
The Iroquois Confederacy was broken. Some joined the British, while others, like Kanyenke and Nonaki, helped the colonial cause. My father left his village. Whether he was driven by a desire to live up to his father John's legacy, or simply wanted to learn more about the outside world, I never knew. When the call went out for militia volunteers, Nathaniel and other young men from the frontier headed south to Boston and into the pages of history.
What's going on here?
Are you Iroquois?
We are militia. I'm Captain Nathaniel Black. Where are we needed?
The British have landed near Breed's Hill. Follow me.
In the early days of the Revolution, the Americans were always on the defensive. Pushed out of Boston, out of New York, George Washington took command of the colonials, determined to make a real army out of ragtag militiamen. But even Washington's leadership could not stop the British tide. By December of 1776, the Americans had been pushed back across the Delaware to McConkey's Ferry. It was the—
General Washington, I'm honored to meet you, sir.
The honor is mine, Captain Black. Your father John was a good man.
I would be pleased to have you think the same of me one day. I'm sorry we missed the fight in New York.
Perhaps you would have changed the outcome. But you're here in time to help us turn the tide. The Hessian garrison has settled into their winter quarters in Trenton.
Hessians?
Yes. They're camped right across the Delaware.
I've got unfinished business with the Hessians.
Good. Let's give them a holiday to remember.
After the battles at Trenton and Princeton, Nathaniel's militia was sent north, into the wilderness along the Canadian border. His men skirmished with the British up and down the Hudson Valley throughout the spring, but the fighting was indecisive until late summer near Saratoga.
There's the British column. They're headed to Albany.
Captain, if they get that far, they'll cut our army in two.
We can't let that happen. Send scouts to mark their route. We'll whittle them down and force them to fight here.
Saratoga was a great victory, but there were many trials ahead. The British and the Hessians pushed back hard, defeating the Americans at Brandywine and Germantown. In December, the colonial army retreated to its winter camp at Valley Forge and settled in to wait for spring.
General, we can't sit here all winter. The men will starve.
We have no choice. We must reorganize and refit. Soon, we'll face Cornwallis's army head-on. The new recruits need training.
They need food more than training. I can find my way through enemy lines and bring back the supplies we need.
An excellent plan, but a dangerous one, Captain. Be careful.
You sent for me, General.
My scouts report Colonel Kuchler's Hessians are moving on our north flank. Intercept him before he cuts our supply line.
Thank you, General.
But Nathaniel, this war, this revolution, it's larger than any one man. I know Kuchler has wronged you personally, but your father's desire for revenge led him to his death.
General Washington, my father gave his life to protect the colonies. I would do the same, without hesitation.
Your enlistment is up next month. You could go back home to your family.
My place is with the colonial army until our nation is free. I'll fight at your side until the war is won.
After Colonel Kuchler's death, Nathaniel kept his promise to Washington. He fought at Charleston, Camden, and Kings Mountain. and he was there at the end at Yorktown in 1781, face to face with the Redcoats for the last time. After the war, my father went home. He would never be a wealthy man, for he'd spent his considerable inheritance outfitting his militia volunteers and supplying the troops at Valley Forge. He was a patriot, a good father, and one of the best men my family ever produced. If Nathaniel had a flaw, it was that his legacy was a difficult one to live up to. Especially for his grandson, my only child, Chayton Black. John's sacrifice did not go unnoticed. My family was rewarded by the British government, and later the Americans. By the standards of those days, we got rich. Those were eventful years. We pushed the frontier to the horizon, building, expanding, heading west. My father Nathaniel was a patriot, but not much of a businessman. By the time he left the company in my hands, the Black family fortune had dried up. And so we come to my part of the story.
Amelia Black, the girl that owns Falcon Company. Is it true your grandmother was a Mohawk?
Sorry, old man, but I don't have time to chat.
They say that Falcon's laying tracks all the way to the west coast.
That's the plan, unless we get beat by our competitors. I've got to go, old-timer.
Is it true what they say? That Falcon Company's bankrupt?
The government's not convinced you can get this job done, Black. You're going to have to prove to us you can beat the other companies before you'll get the contract.
The government will get its railroad, Major Cooper. Just keep my men alive. Then you can go back to fighting Mexicans or Seminoles or whatever it is you do. We're done. Where's my money?
You'll get paid soon enough. You did good work here, Black. Getting supplies down to the border forts was crucial. The Mexican army is on the move again.
Or maybe they're already here.
Get everyone into the fort! Keep your workers out of our way.
Fine, but I'm staying at the wall.
She can fight, this pretty one.
Do I know you, friend?
Pierre Beaumont is what I'm called. The Mexican army chased me all the way up here. And now, we are trapped together. I will show you the way I like to kill.
The Mexicans will try to cut off our supplies. Conserve as many resources as you can.
Leaving so soon?
I've got to go finish the railroad if I'm going to get paid.
These days you have not enough money, yes? So now I help you. With gold from my claim up in the mountains.
What are you offering?
You have men. I'm alone. Your men mine the claim. You take half of what they dig up.
70%. And I want to see the mine first.
Done. I go with you to Colorado. We stop on the way, see the mine, and then you go home to play with your little trains. We'll go now, yes?
Yes. We'll go. How much further?
Not far, see. In the cave.
Amelia, stop! It's a trap. He leads the circle.
Canyon Cave?
You have followed me for too many years, old one.
We settle this here, you and I, like men.
Not today, Beaumont. I brought the cavalry.
Thank you.
Thank the Indian. He tracked you for many miles across rough ground.
How did you know about Beaumont?
We will talk later, when there is time. Drive Beaumont from the mines. I will go get help from the local native villages.
Grandniece, it has been a long time.
Yes. 5 years since my father's funeral. Why are you here?
I have been on Beaumont's trail for months. He and the Circle of Osses believe you know where to find the Lake of the Moon.
That old story again? Did you forget what year this is?
The Circle is all too real. Your grandfather John learned that before he died. Beaumont is their leader now.
The Circle won't find any—
Escaped! You see? Beaumont will go to Florida and extract from the Seminoles what he could not learn from you. And even if the lake is a myth, there is lost Spanish gold in the swamps.
Then that's where we're going.
Grand Inquisitor, the Seminole says the Inca took the water, but he does not know where they went.
Be sure he knows nothing. Take his toes first, then his fingers, one at a time.
We have found several doubloons, but most of the Spanish fleet is still buried.
Get the gold, then we search for the water. Dig faster. The pretty one and her friends will be here soon.
They are no match for the Circle of Osses.
Perhaps so, perhaps not. Find the Spanish gold quickly, or I will take more than fingers from you.
Your ancestors first fought the Circle here. They destroyed the fountain and sank the Spanish treasure fleet. The gold may still be buried nearby.
Don't worry. Beaumont won't get that gold.
Surrender, or you will face justice right here.
Melu!
Attack!
Cover! Beaumont will pay for this.
The Circle stronghold is in Havana, but I am not so sure that is where Beaumont went. The local Seminoles have a legend, but their chief can explain better than I can.
In the time of the Night Morgan, the Inca took many barrels of the water to Pacamayo Valley. Beaumont seeks the water, so he will go there.
Inca? The Inca are all dead.
My father told me that many captives returned to their homeland when the Spanish fleet was sunk.
Then we must find their homeland before Beaumont does. We sailed for South America, then cut through the jungle, following Beaumont's trail to the shadow of the Andes. I wasn't sure what I cared most about, recovering the rest of the Spanish gold or avenging Cooper's death. All I knew is that I wasn't going to let the Circle of Osses win.
I am General Bolivar. What are you doing here? Are you with the Spanish?
No, we're chasing a Frenchman, Beaumont. He's looking for the old Inca lands.
I know this place. You'll never get past the Spanish. But together we may be able to organize an assault. Help us rid ourselves of the Spanish, and I will help you find your Frenchman. You have helped bring freedom to my people. How can we repay you?
Can you spare a guide? We need to travel east to Pacamayo Valley.
I will send men with you, but be careful. The mountains are treacherous this time of year.
We'll take our chances. Good luck, General.
The Inca still live.
This place, is it real? Hold your fire. My name is Amelia Black.
I know who you are. You are the descendant of the knight who saved my people long ago. This battle was years in the making.
What battle?
Look there! The circle comes for the water.
The water is not important. My people must come first. Help us defend the last city of the Inca, Amelia Black. Your people fight well.
This is not over yet. Beaumont escaped with several barrels of the water.
We've got to stop him.
The circle has blocked the eastern pass. You cannot follow.
Now that they have the water, they will assemble in the ossuary. It is their stronghold, near Havana.
Then we'll follow him there.
So, you believe in the legend of the fountain's water?
I don't know what to believe. But what will the world be like if Beaumont lives forever? The Navy said they'd send warships to fight the Circle. Where are they?
In my experience, the American government's promises are less than reliable.
They're just late. Get to shore and set up camp. What I remember most about that day are the smells. Black powder, sweat, and too much death. Or maybe all I was smelling was that damn Beaumont. Was the fountain's water worth it all? I never found out. What I did know was that the Circle had stored a lot of treasure in the ossuary over the years. Uncle Kenyon K said we shouldn't profit from the cult's blood money, but most of the gold came from those Spanish treasure ships Morgan and Lizzie sank. The way I figured it, the Circle of Ossus owed the Black family a little something. Don't you agree?
So you made it. Ran rails all the way from Kansas City to the West Coast.
Yep. Falcon Company wasn't the first, but we'll still get a piece of the pie.
The papers are saying your money troubles are over.
We managed to find some new investors in Florida and Cuba.
Good. Glad to hear it. Your family must be so proud. This land belongs to you now. You and folks like you. Folks with steel in their backbone.
I'd stay and chat, old-timer, but the train's coming.
You broke the circle. And in just one lifetime, too.
What did you say?
Don't miss your train.
This injustice must end. The British East India Company takes our treasure, displaces our rulers, and despoils our traditions. Now it is public humiliation. I tell you, prophecy foretells the end of the company after 1 century. That is now.
Be patient, my friend.
Be patient, you say? I have seen 40 years, and not one of them free of the cursed company.
Our only option is to work with the foreigners.
Spoken like a true coward. Like a little Englishman.
You know nothing of who I am.
Lieutenants are here. I have but one cardinal sin. Impatience!
I am sorry, Colonel. The detainees were marched through town and stripped of their uniforms in public.
Such a fate is too good for the likes of them. Execution is the preferable method. One that makes a lasting impression.
Sir, the company's disrespect of the people fuels an already dangerous fire.
Lieutenant, the British East India Company has ruled India for 100 years. I sincerely doubt that a few dyspeptic seaboy are going to change that. If ever you need reminding of who rules this nation, simply look to the rooftops. Now, chin up, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
There is a bit of sport in it, isn't there, Nanib? I could be hunting fox back home in Norfolk. If the rebels wish to disrupt our flow of saltpeter, it'll take more than a few elephants to do it.
That does not mean they will stop trying.
Do you see in these uprisings some common purpose?
They are not as scattered as you would believe. They will come together. And when they do, we will face an army.
Wisely spoken. You may make an effective captain after all.
Sir, a trading post is under attack to the east.
Come, Lieutenant. Do not lose hope. Where there is tea, there is always hope. A series of fires have broken out around Calcutta. We are directed there immediately. How does the damned company expect me to be everywhere at once?
Perhaps they ask too much of us all.
This is the rebels' doing. The need to stir up trouble flows in their blood.
The company has no respect for the Indian people, sir. That is, and always has been, the reason behind these attacks.
You forget yourself, Nanib. You're beginning to sound like one of the rebels.
If only that was something to regret, sir.
Tread carefully, Nanib. You have been warned.
Surrender, and we will spare your lives.
We will fight to the death. The British have no claim to this kingdom.
If you wish to die, then you had best find somewhere else to do it. Put down your weapons. This is not how India will be won.
It will never be won while men like you wear the colors of our enemies.
Cooperation is the key to a modern India.
Cooperation is what has given this company all of its power.
Leave this place. Leave before I forget compassion.
Well done, Lieutenant. You sent them to the slaughter. I couldn't have arranged it better myself.
But I...
What is this new nonsense?
The men refuse to use the new Enfield rifles, Colonel.
Then how do they expect to fight the enemy? Find out what all the chatter is about, Lieutenant.
Colonel, there is big fat in the rifle cartridges. It is against the men's beliefs to eat pork in any form, so they cannot tear them open with their teeth.
I don't care what they believe. Tell them to do as I say, or they will be executed.
But, sir...
You, Lieutenant, pick up that rifle. Show them how it's done.
Sir, it is also against my beliefs to place this cartridge in my mouth.
Pick it up at once!
Regrettably, I cannot.
I am giving you an order, Lieutenant! Pick up that weapon!
Yes, Colonel.
Your first shot will be your last, Nanib! You have my word!
Look at how many have joined us, Nanib. We cannot fail. The war for independence has truly begun.
But we are an army without a leader.
You will be our general now, Nanib.
I never asked to be a general. I am a lieutenant in a non-existent army, nothing more.
The cry for freedom is spreading. Bahadur Shah of the Mughal Empire has declared himself supreme ruler of India.
The Shah is a captive of the company. How does he expect to lead us from deep within a prison cell?
It's simple. We will turn our rage on Delhi and free him.
If it is the will of the people, then I am at their command. Shown that we can defeat a regiment. But what of a whole army?
We will face that challenge when it is necessary to our goal.
And what exactly is our goal, Pravar?
We shall march on the British and pry them from the landscape.
Perhaps. But our fight is not with the British. It is with the cursed company.
Then we will engulf it in fire and make them wish they never set foot in this country.
Yes, and I know exactly where we should start. The company has treated this country like property and the people like trespassers. But our liberation begins here!
Brave words, Nani. Is this your army? A band of native thugs and villagers?
You are not firing on unarmed men this time, Colonel.
You, not I, will be leading these fools into a massacre.
You are alone, Colonel.
The company always sends reinforcements.
No one will come. Not today. Today our fight is with you, Colonel.
I will take that as a compliment.
We will not rest until you are dead at our feet.
You will never find me at the feet of a traitor. Dead or alive.
Then we will bury you.
I am impressed, Nanib. But you are simply ending one man. The company is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than this whole forsaken country.
I learned much from you, Colonel, but it is clear that you learned nothing from me. Your company may have the ability to set fire to a village, a home, but no company will ever set fire to a man's soul. You cannot fight such passion. Not with money, not with guns, not with men.
Damn you! Damn you all!
Come, Nanib. The prophecy must be fulfilled. There are others like him to be defeated.
Yes, I am afraid there will always be others like him.
You the Falcon Company man? Chayton Black?
That's me.
Welcome to Fort Laramie. I'm Billy Holm, quartermaster. Colonel Carrington asked me to escort you up the Bozeman Trail. Yeah, I hear Falcon's gonna open up a couple new stations in these parts. You know, you're not what I expected. You Indian?
My great-grandmother was Iroquois, and my father was Lakota Sioux.
Huh. Don't matter to me what you are, but you might want to keep that to yourself. The Sioux, they ain't too popular around here.
My father died when I was young. I was raised by my mother.
I'm sorry, kid. I didn't mean to...
Forget it. Let's get going.
Huh. They should have kept to the trail. This is Sioux country.
To butcher men like that, it's wrong.
I saw a lot of men die at Antietam, Gettysburg, kid. It's never pretty, but you get used to it.
Let's find the ones who did this.
Good work, son.
Mother, when did you arrive?
This morning. It's a hard trip up from Boulder City, but I didn't want to miss the opening of the station.
I couldn't have done it without my friend, Billy Holm.
I met him. I think he made a pass at me.
Those Sioux we fought, it was personal for them. They were so angry. The Sioux aren't what I expected. You told me my father was a gentleman.
He was. The Sioux are just like other people, Chayton. Some gentle, some not.
This peace between the settlers and the Sioux, it won't last.
It never does. But it's peace for a while. After Red Cloud's war, the uneasy truce between the Sioux and the settlers held for almost a decade. When I retired from Falcon Company, I put my son in charge. For years he was so busy, he almost forgot about Red Cloud's war. Until one day, when an old friend called him back to a town in the shadow of the Black Hills.
So, it's Sheriff Holm now.
Yep, the elected representative of the law in these parts. And your humble servant.
Good to see you again, Billy. I rode up as soon as I got your letter. What'd you want to show me?
Heard you're in charge of the Falcon Company now. Thought you might want to see what we found out here.
Gold.
Lots of it. And it's all ours. We're gonna get rich, and you can be a part of it.
The Sioux will be back, and next time in force.
It's greed is all. Everyone wants our gold.
The bandits were after the gold, but the Sioux, this is their land. We shouldn't be here.
Well, then get out there and track down your old pal Crazy Horse. Try to talk some sense into him.
I will. We have to stop this before it becomes a war.
Nice work tracking down Crazy Horse, kid. Just like the old days, huh?
What have you done? The Sioux were ready to negotiate.
You're wrong. The Sioux murder anyone they can get their hands on.
Crazy Horse said the miners broke the truce first. Is it true?
What difference does it make? It's war now and the Sioux are gunning for us. Come on!
Who's in charge here?
The sheriff's holed up with his bandits in the hills. Most of the locals went with him.
You look like a Sioux to me.
My name is Chayton Black. I own the railroad.
George Armstrong Custer. I've been sent to put a stop to the Indian raids in these parts.
Sheriff Holmes been stirring up trouble between the Sioux and the miners. He wants to drive the Sioux off their land to claim the gold for himself.
The Indian problem is a lot bigger than some two-bit local sheriff, Mr. Black. The Sioux and Cheyenne will return to their reservations, or they'll answer to me.
Give me 1 day. I'll drag home back here and you can hear the truth from him.
Do as you please. I'll be camped here for a while. You've got your day, Black. Use it well.
You want to tell me why, Billy?
You know why. You saw the mines. It's the claim of a lifetime. I would have been rich.
The land belongs to the Sioux. If it had belonged to the settlers, would you have killed them too?
Their blood's the same color. It's gold that matters, kid. Only gold.
You're coming back with me.
Nothing I say is gonna stop Custer from butchering your Sioux friends.
You have to try.
No, kid. I really don't.
Major, pursue the Indians and bring them to battle. We'll support you with the whole command once you engage.
General Custer, sir.
Where is Sheriff Holm, Black?
Holm is dead.
Then we ride. We won't meet much resistance.
Sir, if you just meet with Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse...
The time for talking is over, Mr. Black. The Indians are ready to fight, and so am I. Are you white or Indian? You can't sit on the fence any longer.
You're right. I can't. Goodbye, sir.
I never saw my son again. Some say he died at Wounded Knee, where it took 12 cavalrymen to bring him down. Others say he still lives today with his wife and children, somewhere in the Black Hills. Whatever the truth, in the end, he made the choice he had to make. Whether he made the right choice, well, history will be the judge of that.